Alrighty, good evening, everyone. It's Thursday evening. It is March 30th already. I just want to go over this pretty quickly. Have another supporter appreciation giveaway coming up starting this Saturday, going every Saturday all the way through the month of April. We're going to give away these Midland NOAA weather radios. It's basically like having a tornado siren in your house. These are customizable warnings, watches. They'll show you alerts. You just have to customize it. You can customize it just for your county, even. But these are battery backups. So if your power goes out as well, you will still get notified when a tornado or whatever warning you decide you program into here. But I prefer you keep it a tornado warning in there so you get notified 24/7. This thing runs off, I believe, 3 or 4 AA batteries as a backup, and then runs off a regular power supply as well. But this is a must-have for severe weather, and we've already seen some deadly tornadoes so far over the past couple weeks, and more is to come as we have severe weather that's going to be happening tomorrow and then into next week as well. We're going to get into that in just a second. Now, if you're not a supporter, you can still get in on this this giveaway. These Midland NOAA weather radios are about $35 a piece, so you can get in on this giveaway. You can become a supporter today. If you're over on Facebook, become a supporter. It's $4.99 a month. It supports the work we do for you all. Now, if you're over on YouTube, you can support us as well. Go up to the join. You can hit the join button on YouTube, and then you can become a member on there. It's basically like being a supporter on Facebook, but it's just different wording on YouTube than it is on Facebook. So hit that join button. There's different levels to become a supporter, basically a member on YouTube, and then you will be entered into this giveaway. Like I said, every Saturday through the month of April, starting this coming Saturday, we will be giving away these weather radios for our supporters. All right, we're going to start with the hazard map for this evening. This storm is going to be very powerful. So we have blizzard warnings up here in South Dakota, bleeding into Minnesota, especially in the Minneapolis area as well. Winter storm warnings. Minneapolis has had double their normal snowfall. I believe they're approaching 85 to 90 inches. I think 80 or 90 inches for the season so far. I think the average right around 40 to 45 inches a year. So they're doubling what they normally get. And here comes some more. And then all this red out here towards Texas, Oklahoma into Kansas. That's red flag warnings. I mean, it's going to be very windy out ahead of this and behind this storm system as well. Wind advisories out here towards Arkansas, northern parts of Louisiana into Mississippi, Tennessee, all the way up into most of Missouri as well, with gusts at 35, 40 miles an hour, maybe even higher up to 50 in some of these basically wind warnings out here, high wind warnings out here towards far western parts of Missouri into southeastern parts of Kansas. Alrighty, here's the national view for the severe weather outlook for tomorrow. We have a moderate risk out for far eastern Iowa into northwest Illinois, far northeast of Missouri, and also across northeastern Arkansas, the Missouri Boot Hill, extreme western Kentucky, western Tennessee, and far northwest Mississippi are under the gun. This is moderate. This is 4 out of 5 for tomorrow. Intense and widespread severe thunderstorms are expected Friday afternoon into the overnight hours across portions of the middle Mississippi Valley, which is up here towards Iowa as well, and down here towards the mid-south, eastward to the lower Ohio and eastern and Tennessee valleys. Intense, damaging wind gusts in excess of hurricane force is possible. We're talking 70, 75, 80 plus miles an hour winds, these damaging straight line winds coming through as well, along with several tornadoes, some strong and long tracked tornadoes are possible. Strong meaning EF2 or greater intensity. Now let's kind of zoom down to regional view here so we can see what towns are included in this. All right, I'm going to go region by region here. So we have slight risk out here for northeastern Texas. Going in through northern parts of Louisiana, we're talking Monroe, Shreveport, up here towards Paris, Texas, Fort Smith, Arkansas, Fayetteville. And then you get to the Hance Risk. We're talking basically from like an ash flat, Viola, Mountain Home over towards Harrison, down towards Russellville, Conway, Little Rock, Pine Bluff, Hot Springs. All under the gun here. And then far northeastern Arkansas, this is including Jonesboro and West Memphis, moderate risk of severe weather tomorrow. All right, let's go east here with the slight risk. We're talking Vicksburg, Mississippi, up to Birmingham, Huntsville, Alabama, up to Bowling Green, Kentucky, Lexington, Frankfort, Louisville, and then we get into the enhanced. We're talking Paducah, over towards Clarksville, Tennessee, Nashville, Jackson, Tupelo, and then basically over towards Tunica, northern half of Mississippi. Moderate risk, Memphis, far western parts of Tennessee, and far southwestern parts of Kentucky is under the gun for tomorrow. Now let's take a look at the northern region. All right, this is, like I said, this is for tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. So we got Boot Hill, Missouri, down towards Poplar Bluff, along the Mississippi River, into the Boot Hill, Missouri, under a moderate risk. You get into the enhanced risk. We're talking West Plains, Missouri, up to Lebanon, Rolla, Jefferson City, Columbia, Kirksville, Hannibal, St. Louis. Getting to Illinois, there's not showing any towns here, but we're talking probably Springfield, Illinois, Peoria, Pekin, up towards Rockford, Chicago. Those are some of the big cities here. Now we get towards Iowa and Western Illinois. We're talking moderate risk, 4 out of 5. This is Burlington, Iowa, over towards Mount Pleasant, Fairfield, up towards Davenport, Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Dubuque. What's crazy about up here in Iowa is Saturday, we're going to get some severe weather through here, tornadoes, some strong, even damaging straight line winds, and large hail across this area as well. And then there's going to be some wraparound snows come in Saturday morning, possibly even as far south, even towards Iowa City even. So within probably a 12 to 18-hour time span of dealing with severe weather, you're going to be dealing with some snow as well. This backlash snows as this low pressure is rocking off to the northeast here. All right, let's go over risks now. Here's a probability legend here. This is percent chances within a 25-mile radius, okay? So you get into these black hatched areas. That means significant tornadoes could be possible. We're talking greater than EF2 in intensity, and possibly some long track tornadoes is possible. The yellow is 10% chance of seeing a tornado within a 25-mile radius. The red is 15% across basically northeastern Arkansas, over towards Memphis, Jackson, Tennessee, and to the Boot Hill, Missouri. 15% chance of seeing a tornado within 25-mile radius. And like I said, in this black hatched area, very violent and strong tornadoes is possible for tomorrow. Now we get up here towards Illinois, same difference. Yellow is 10% chance of seeing a tornado within 25-mile radius. Then you get up here towards the red, that's 15%. And then, of course, you got that black hatched area, which means significant long track, possible strong tornadoes in excess of EF2 and intensity is possible up here. Now, you get into this brown area, that's a 5% chance of seeing a tornado within 25-mile radius, and the green is 2%. Now, we get towards our wind risk. Very high wind risk up here in Iowa. Straight line winds in excess of hurricane force, 74 miles an hour is possible. 45% chance of seeing that up here in Iowa, Illinois, and northeastern parts of Missouri for tomorrow afternoon. Like I said, 70, 80 plus mile an hour straight line winds is possible. 45% chance of seeing that within a 25-mile radius. And then down here in this black hatched area as well, greater 70 to 80 mile per hour straight line winds as well down here across northeast Arkansas, northern Mississippi, far northwestern parts of Alabama, and into western Tennessee and southwestern parts of Kentucky. Now, here's the hail risk. About a 15% chance or so, basically from Arkansas all the way up through Missouri, Illinois, western parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, northwestern parts of Mississippi, and then 30% chance of seeing 2-inch in diameter hail up here with the significant hatched area up here towards Iowa. So we're talking hen eggs to probably tennis ball size hail up in that neck of the woods. Now let's go over some radar, future radar here from the HRRR. All right, first I'll show you the 3-kilometer NAM here. It has a good handle on these storms and heavy rain. If you're out and about north central Arkansas, across southern Missouri tonight, you're probably seeing a lot of lightning and thunder. No severe weather with this, just some heavy rain coming through tonight, and this is going to rocket out of here towards the morning. Now, as we get into tomorrow, we already have storms forming. This is about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I think this is underdone across Arkansas into parts of Missouri. I think it's got a good handle on what's going to happen up here in northern Missouri into Iowa. And as we go into 3 o'clock, as you see, storms really starting to fire out here towards Kansas, into parts of Iowa as well. I just think it's way underdone down here in Arkansas, Missouri so far. And then as we get towards 5 o'clock, lots of broken thunderstorms, possible supercells up here towards Iowa, into parts of Illinois as well. And then a broken, basically, line of storms all the way down through Arkansas and possible Texas. Like I said, I do believe that this down here is totally underdone with storms here. And I'm going to show you the HRRR here as well. So as we go into tomorrow night, this is 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Got basically individual cells here across northeastern Arkansas. These will be capable of producing some very heavy winds, some hail, and some tornadoes, of course. This is where the moderate risk is. There will be an update from the Storm Prediction Center early in the morning, and I'll have that for you over on Facebook in the morning. All right. So 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and basically a line of storms as we get towards 12 to 1 o'clock in the morning through central Tennessee and through central Kentucky and into through Ohio as well. And all this back here is going to be snow on the back side of this. Now, let's go over to HRRR real quick. HRRR time. Now, if you see up here to the far left, this is the timestamp, okay? So this is 2 a.m., this is 4 a.m., this is 8 a.m. You see storms already popping down here in southeastern Kansas and parts of Oklahoma. I think this has a little bit better on the southern end of storms, but I don't think it has a very good handle on the northern end of storms either. So we need to use a blend of both as we go forward. Cluster of storms basically rocking up here towards northeastern Missouri and parts of southeastern Iowa as we go into 1 o'clock tomorrow with a broken line of storms. I think this is reasonable. I think there's going to be a little bit more activity of this, but any individual storm is going to have a chance of turning severe in a hurry tomorrow ahead of this big, basically dry line that's coming, smashing across the plains into this warm, humid air mass across the deep south and through all the way up into parts of Iowa as well. So broken line of storms is 1 o'clock tomorrow. Here's 2 o'clock. This really starts ramping up across Arkansas into that moderate risk zone as we get into 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We've got some storms starting to fire again back up in here in Iowa. And there's a lot more motion up here, so they're under the gun up there as well. So 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, this is when southeastern parts of Arkansas towards Texas start seeing storms pop, and then northeastern parts of Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, in through southern Illinois, starting to get across the river here once we get towards 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. Northern parts of Mississippi, in through western Tennessee, in through western Kentucky now. And then as we head towards 10 o'clock at night, big squall line coming through Indiana. Individual storms down here towards southern Indiana into parts of Kentucky. Same here in central Tennessee and through northern parts of Alabama and Mississippi as well. And then as we get into about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, basically a broken squall line through Alabama, through eastern parts of Tennessee, and through Kentucky as well. Now, as you can see right here, you got backlash snows coming into some of the areas that just got stunned with severe weather in Iowa, into parts of Illinois as you get into early morning on Saturday. So it's going to be quite a crazy difference over the next basically 24 hours, 24 to 36 hours up across the area here. So stay prepared, or get prepared. Don't be scared. Just be prepared, okay? That's just the way it is. Have a plan in place. Know where to go. When there's tornado warnings, you need to put as many walls between you and the outside if possible. Basement is preferable. If you do not have a basement, you live in a sturdy home, you need to be in the center portion of your house. Put as many walls between you and the outside of your house as possible. We saw some homes back down towards Rolling Fork, Mississippi. Homes were completely destroyed except the inner portion rooms of the house. The walls were still standing. So that's the place you want to be in a tornado. All right, here's a great graphic from NOAA Weather Service here, NWS. So, where to go when you're sheltering from a tornado in your house. If you are to have a basement, quickly move to your basement, bring your emergency supply kit with you. You need to have make sure, that's another thing. If you are under a tornado warning and you're seeking shelter, make sure you have shoes on, especially if you get hit. You do not want to not have shoes on, okay? Because there's gonna be nails and all kinds, broken glass, shrapnel all the way around your house or outside. If you go outside and you want to know where your shoes are, so have your shoes on. Have a way to protect your head as well. If you have a bicycle helmet or batting helmet, something put on your head to help with that. So get downstairs, and then if you don't have a basement, like I said, move to an interior room with no windows. You do not want to be on the outside walls that have windows. You need to put the most walls between you and the outside as possible. Exterior rooms and rooms with windows will not protect you. Those walls will come crashing down first. The interior room of your house will give you the most protection. And if you are in the top floor rooms, if you're in a second story or higher, you do not need to be up there. They will not protect you either. You need to be the lowest floor as possible, as lowest to the ground level as possible. On ground level actually, and then get in the interior part of your room, okay? And you do not want to be outside. No place outside is safe from a tornado, okay? All right, quick recap. Moderate risk out for Memphis, Tennessee, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Davenport, Iowa City, Iowa, Jonesboro, Arkansas, parts of southeastern Missouri as well. Like I said, intense, widespread severe thunderstorms is expected Friday afternoon into the overnight hours across portions of the middle Mississippi Valley to mid-south, eastward into lower Ohio and Tennessee valleys. Intense, damaging wind gusts and several tornadoes, some strong in excess of EF2 or greater, and long track is expected. And that's directly from the Storm Prediction Center. Okay. Now, beyond tomorrow, we need to look ahead to next Tuesday and Tuesday night. We already have an enhanced risk up across parts of southeastern Oklahoma through most of basically the northern 3/4 of Arkansas, through southern Missouri, southeastern Missouri, and a small southwestern chunk of Illinois here, already under the gun for an enhanced risk. And this is, I believe, day 5 or day 6 outlook right now. So next week, I hate to say this, but it's looking a lot worse than tomorrow's. We can't look past tomorrow's, though, because it's going to be significant as well. But we're going to have a lot more instability. We're going to have a lot more warmth to deal with. And we're going to have a lot more moisture to deal with next week as well, as some places will get into the 70s and 80s next week, out ahead of this severe weather coming. And parts of the area, especially down in Texas, could hit 90s and possibly even 100 degrees, far southern Texas towards the Rio Grande. So that's something to look for next week. Just keep in the back of your mind. But we got to focus on tomorrow. Have a way to get warnings. If you want to get one of those NOAA weather radios, I think Walmart sells them as well. They're Midland NOAA weather radios. They're about $35, but it'll be a great investment to put inside your house. It's like I said, it's like having a tornado siren in your house. It will wake you up. It will get your attention so you can take action immediately. Do not wait for tornado sirens. Have an app on your phone that'll notify you. Have those alerts turned on. But if it's after dark and you're asleep and the power goes out, what's going to wake you up? You need a NOAA weather radio. I'm telling you, it will wake you up. The power goes out. It's got battery backup. It's going to wake you up, and then you can take action immediately. Okay, Midland NOAA weather radios. We'll be giving those away in the subscriber or supporter hub on Facebook and the member only page on YouTube. Basically, it's being a supporter over there as well. So we'll be giving those away every Saturday in the month of April. If you want to support us, it's $4.99 a month on Facebook, and that's cheaper than your local Starbucks coffee drink that some of you get daily. So help us help you. Anyways, stay safe tomorrow. Have a way to get warnings. I will have some updates throughout the day along with any watches that come out. Okay? Like I said, stay safe. Have a way to get warnings. And have a plan in place. And know where to go when a tornado strikes.